Welcome to my B&B Today's Show channel. I hope today fantastic for everyone. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video thumbs up. Eric's mystery and magic, Steffy devastated. The Bold and the Beautiful suggest that Steffy Forrester Finnegan will react to the news that Liam Spencer is dying. In the meantime, FC's Eric Forrester and staff will prepare for yet another significant fashion show. This one will feature both special guest stars and familiar faces. Continue reading, and let's talk about what will happen in the upcoming CBS soap opera episode. Confessions of John Finnegan fans can anticipate that John Finnegan will finally return home in the following episode. Despite warnings from the doctor, Finn had texted Steffy after Liam left the hospital. Additionally, Finn informed her that the neurologists discovered a mass. Liam is beginning to deteriorate, and it is inoperable. The devastation of Finnegan by Steffy Forrester. Steffy weeps on the couch as Finn tries to console her in a preview for next week. Steffy then informs her husband that she has made a significant but difficult choice. Steffy thinks that Steffy, not a doctor, should tell the story about the brain tumor. Steffy most likely knows how Liam will respond to the news. Steffy might believe that if the news comes from her, it will be handled more appropriately. But just how is one supposed to respond when they find out they have limited time? The refutation of Liam Spencer. According to The Bold and the Beautiful, Liam will be shaken by the news that he is dying. Liam, on the other hand, refuses to accept the diagnosis at some point. If Liam feels that strongly about it, it would be reasonable for him to seek a second or even 10th opinion. However, things don't always make sense in soaps. Liam could swear Steffy and everyone else to secrecy because he is in denial. The story about Eric's fatal condition and visit to the other side has a similar feeling to this one. Will Liam ask Steffy to conceal the truth from Hope Logan, Bill Spencer, and Wyatt Spencer? Forrester Creations' preparations for a fashion show will also be visible to fans. In a preview clip, Eric talks to Ridge Forrester and Cricket Blair while models and photographers are all around. During the fashion show, Eric says, "A little mystery and a little magic, Liam's careless choice, a miracle is over." According to the spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Liam Spencer believed he had overcome his crisis. However, the episodes of fainting he thought were caused by a brain hemorrhage go far beyond a minor issue. Grace Buckingham and Bridget Forrester, both doctors, were shocked and rushed to the other doctor who was involved. John Finnegan is involved in what is now a terrifying plot. Now, fans are wondering if Liam's inoperable brain mass will cause him to die or if a soapy miracle cure will be the ultimate resolution. The daddy-daughter dance was a highlight. Liam deserves a lot of credit for being a dedicated father. He left the hospital and made his way to the Cliff House. At the beginning of what should have been a glorious weekend, Kelly Spencer was getting ready for the dance in a dress that could also have been an Easter outfit. She was waiting on her unusually late father. Steffy Forrester Finnegan had to strike a balance because she was unable to inform Kelly that Liam was in the hospital. But Steffy was only aware of a portion of the story. She was about to be shocked into a new reality, like Finn and the audience. The battle of his life is at hand for Liam Spencer. Liam has had a number of mishaps and illnesses in the past. However, the word terminal will make the upcoming battle for his health the most difficult of his life. When Grace informed Finn of the mass's inoperable condition, she omitted that word. When Bridget realized what this stunning revelation meant, she burst into tears. Finn was surprised, but not enough to stop him from quickly telling Steffy. Therefore, Liam's careless decision to remove all of his medical attachments and self-discharge resulted in a leak that was far more significant than he was trying to conceal. In that instant, Liam was defeated in his desire to conceal what he believed to be a manageable health issue from the majority of his friends and family. Steffy, in particular, will probably feel compelled to share what she has learned with Liam's loved ones, possibly even Kelly, given that she is not bound by any doctor-patient confidentiality agreement. Hope Logan will take the lead. The breakup between Hope Logan and Carter Walton felt hasty, and it was. Devout viewers had the impression that both characters were in for a surprise. It was clear to everyone that Daphne Rose wanted Carter and would stop at nothing to convince him that Hope wasn't his wife. Right. That has happened, but Carter is still affected by Hope's abandonment. The death sentence fashion show Mystery and Magic is turned down by Liam. Before the fashion show brings Mystery and Magic, the Bold and the Beautiful preview video for the week of April 21st to 25th reveals that Liam Spencer will reject his death sentence. We should first point out that there are a few promotional versions available. One of them is about the upcoming fashion show for Forrester Creations and some backstage drama between Taylor Hayes and Brooke Logan, who is trapped there. On the other hand, there is a different, more exciting preview video that goes over a number of stories and explains a little bit more about what will happen during the week of April 21st to 25th. Obviously, Liam and the inoperable mass discovered on his brain are the most significant storyline at the moment. Steffy Forrester received the heartbreaking updates via text from John Finn Finnegan. However, she will need to meet with her husband soon to discuss this. Based on Liam's most recent scans, Finn will confirm the terrible news and make the offer to tell Liam that he faces a grim future. Steffy will want to tell Liam herself and will insist that this must come from her. Steffy may sit Liam down and confess what she has learned about his terminal illness. After getting over the shock, Liam will refuse to accept that this is the end of the road. Since Liam will declare that he will not accept this death sentence, it appears that he will fight with all of his might and possibly investigate novel treatment options. While the Forrester fashion show is going on, Steffy will have to put Liam's medical issues on the back burner later. Steffy will welcome reality TV stars Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag to the event as they all commemorate this significant occasion. As part of B&B's crossover with The Young and the Restless, Christine Blair will also attend the fashion show. During the celebration, look for Christine Blair to interact with Ridge Forrester and Eric Forrester. Without a little magic and mystery, what's a show? Before the models begin walking down the runway, Eric asks in the preview clip. Since this fashion show will indeed be mysterious and magical, we have no doubt that Eric's prediction will be correct. Mokel Washington is a popular TikTok content creator who will also be appearing at the fashion show. Backstage, Taylor will eventually come face to face with Brooke in a room, which may result in the two of them getting stuck behind a locked door at the worst possible time. Kelly is traumatized by Liam, her father. According to The Bold and the Beautiful, the most important thing we've learned about the soap industry is to always anticipate the unexpected. Kelly is traumatized by her father Liam, according to The Bold and the Beautiful specs. In point of fact, when Liam Spencer states that he is not going anywhere, you can almost guarantee that he will leave soon. In fact, many B&B fans strongly believe that Liam Spencer has a brain tumor that cannot be removed. That's why he fell the way he did before he went to the hospital in his upsetting argument with his father, Bill Spencer. In addition, Liam begged Steffy not to reveal his condition to anyone, particularly his other baby mama, Hope Logan. He has, on the other hand, been attempting to live his life to the fullest. Liam even had his special daddy and daughter dance with his daughter Kelly, whom he shares with Steffy, on the most recent episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. However, state that Kelly's father's death will cause her to experience trauma. She is still a young girl, and it will be difficult for her to cope with Liam's death, especially given that they will be spending more time together in the coming weeks. Liam, the brave and beautiful, has very little time left to live. In addition, the fact that Liam has not revealed that he has brain cancer means that the news of his death will shock everyone, even though gradually, people will begin to suspect that Liam's health is deteriorating. There is only so much you can cover up. Definitely, this story will break your heart. Naturally, viewers of B&B will have to tune in every day to find out what happens next. The CBS network airs The Bold and the Beautiful on weekdays. 4 times. Check your local listings. Liam is horrified to learn that the end is near, and Taylor does. Liam sneaked out of the hospital last week to take Kelly to the father-daughter dance, determined not to disappoint her. That's when Grace and Bridget dropped a bomb on Finn. Liam has an inoperable brain tumor. Steffy had to hear the devastating news about her ex from Finn. Steffy says to Finn, "He needs to hear it from me, Finn," as she comes up. However, Liam will not give up, even when confronted with the truth. "I am not accepting this death sentence," Liam declares. Does Liam have any hope? Or should he start getting ready for the end now? The show must continue even though Liam faces the death penalty. The most recent Forrester fashion show, which features fashion and well-known faces, is hosted by Steffy, Eric, and Ridge. Steffy expresses her happiness at seeing Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag. Along with special guest Christine Blair from Young and Restless, Eric informs Ridge that it is time to exhibit a little mystery and magic on the runway. The show must begin. What else is possible? For starters, the show will be covered by the influential Mokel Washington. And what Forrester show is complete without some intrigue? As Taylor appears to lock Brooke and Taylor in a wardrobe closet, tensions between them rise. In The Bold and the Beautiful, Steffy Forrester Finnegan's world comes crashing down in the most excruciating and surreal way possible when she learns that her ex-husband Liam Spencer has died from an inoperable brain tumor. It's the kind of twist that defines the soap genre: brutal, unexpected, and laced with painful beauty. This is more than just a lost story, it's also a story about how fragile life is, how quickly loved ones can disappear, and how even the strongest hearts can be tested by fate. Her reality comes to an abrupt halt when John Finnegan texts Steffy from the hospital with the devastating diagnosis. She could have written the words on her screen in flames. When she realizes that Liam, the father of her child and the man with whom she has shared a lifetime of joy and sorrow, is dying, her mind races and her hands shake. But it's not just the grief of losing a loved one, it's also the crushing weight of knowing and having to tell him. As a doctor, Finn wants to tell Liam the news, but Steffy, who knows a lot about Liam's mind, says it has to come from her. She understands Liam's approach to dealing with fear and the unknown, as well as his need for familiarity and comfort when the worst truth of his life strikes like a meteor. As a result, for the time being, she chooses to deal with this revelation on her own. She arrives quickly. Steffy is on the couch with Liam in a raw, heartbreaking moment. As she begins, the lighting is soft but tense, her voice is trembling, and her breath is shallow. Liam initially believes that this is just a check-in because he is unaware of the gravity of what is about to happen. However, Liam's expression changes from one of confusion to one of disbelief to pure panic as Steffy explains the test results, the opinions of the neurologists, and the tragic consensus that the tumor cannot be treated or removed. It's the kind of moment when even the scene's background music feels like it's holding its breath as time moves by. At first, he rejects the concept and refuses to accept the diagnosis. He insists, stifling his eyes and shaking his head, "No, this isn't happening. My story can't come to an end like this." He longs for more time with his daughters as well as with himself. Beth's behalf, Kelly's behalf, particularly for Kelly. That little girl in her pretty pink dress, waiting by the door for her dad to take her to the dance, has no idea that this could be one of their last moments together. Despite all medical advice, he snuck out of the hospital for that reason. He didn't care, though. He couldn't disappoint her, and now that he knows what he knows, he won't. However, this carelessness has repercussions. In addition to putting his health in danger, his escape from the hospital accidentally revealed the truth. Following the final diagnosis, Grace Buckingham and Bridget Forrester rushed to Finn to reveal the truth. Additionally, the entire Liam-loving family is now being swept up in the whirlwind. Liam refuses to concede defeat despite this terrifying diagnosis hanging over his head. He always wants to fight. He growls through clenched teeth, "I'm not accepting this death sentence," his eyes shining with determination. It's typical Liam, obstinate, idealistic, and unwilling to give in to such cruelty. He insists that he will seek a second opinion. 10 perspectives 100. He will look for clinical trials all over the world. If necessary, he will investigate faith healers, experimental surgeries, and miracle treatments. Anything else than this, however, his silence is also crushingly heavy. He asks Steffy not to tell anyone, including Kelly, Wyatt, Hope, or Bill. He is certain that he can protect them and that they will never know if he keeps smiling and showing up. However, as Eric Forrester's own near-death arc demonstrated, such secrets are never buried. They break out at the worst possible time, breaking hearts everywhere they go. Liam's physical decline is already evident. He is slower and more exhausted. He becomes faint. He loses focus. Hope will be aware. Will Bill? Even Kelly will begin to inquire. And when the truth comes out, there will be a lot of emotional damage. Regarding Kelly, the plot that revolves around her is particularly harrowing. Liam swaying with his daughter as if nothing else existed in that dad-daughter dance scene has already become an iconic moment in the history of the show. He was pale and exhausted, but he smiled through it all. Because viewers are aware of what Liam is concealing and what is to come, it was a scene filled with bittersweet poignancy. In addition, the show is teasing a devastating turn. Kelly will be traumatized. She is old enough to understand love but too young to understand death, and the loss of her father could change the way she was a child. Even by the standards of soap, it's a cruel turn. Steffy has already been compelled to maintain Kelly's safety without disclosing too much. However, she may soon be confronted with a terrible choice: to inform her daughter of the truth or to prepare her through flimsy, agonizing illusions. The show doesn't slow down in its glamour or spectacle as this tragedy plays out. Because in the world of the bold and the beautiful, heartbreak and haute couture go hand in hand, the Forrester Creations fashion show is moving quickly. Eric Forrester appears rejuvenated upon his return to the group following his own near-death experience. The FC team is getting ready for yet another glittering runway moment with Ridge, Steffy, and Brooke by his side. However, this time, it's not just sequins and silk. Eric says that there will be a little mystery and a little magic on the show, but if you know anything about this soap, those words could also refer to the fashion. Under the surface, there is activity taking place. In a moment of slapstick meets suspense, Brooke and Taylor get locked in a wardrobe closet because of their tensions. It's possible that the inclusion of Christine Blair from The Young and the Restless in a crossover serves to point us in the direction of a larger and more interconnected universe than we sometimes realize. The show's deliberate juxtaposition of life's highs and lows, death and legacy, love and rivalry, and beginnings and endings, may be the cause. Even as shadows appear behind the curtain, the fashion show itself becomes a metaphor for being vibrant, dazzling, and full of life. Heidi Montag and Spencer Pratt, reality TV stars, make an appearance, bringing with them an odd sense of escapism. Mokel Washington, a social media influencer, gives the event a contemporary, digital feel. However, you can still sense the tension beneath the glitz. Steffi is heartbroken as she moves through this beautiful chaos. She is playing the perfect CEO while greeting guests and smiling for the cameras, all while being aware that Liam is dying. In a flash, Eric's words become even more resonant. What's a show without a little mystery and magic? However, runway magic is not the only thing. The soap miracle is a different kind of miracle that viewers are hoping for. Could Liam make it? Could he be saved in the end by an unexpected medical breakthrough? After all, people have come back from comas, other dimensions, and even the dead in this genre. Is it so unbelievable that Liam could get another chance? As the story reaches its climax, Finn and Bridget refuse to give up on their work in the background. Especially Bridget is shaken. She breaks down in tears when she sees the scan results because, as a doctor who has always had a special place in her heart for Liam, she understands what they mean. Grace is clinically agitated despite being aware of how uncommon and hopeless this type of tumor is. However, she also appears unwilling to completely deny hope. The atmosphere in the hospital is getting darker and more gloomy. Even so, the characters remain hopeful. Hope Logan, who recently ended her hurried relationship with Carter, begins to reappear as a major emotional support system. Even before she knows the whole story, she can tell that Liam is off. Their bond, which has always been multifaceted and intertwined with history, seems to be inevitable now. Underneath the layers of heartbreak, the pain, loyalty, and love are still present. Will he eventually confide in her? In the end, will she be the one to hold his hand? The story of Liam is one of a man who stands up to death and refuses to quietly pass away, even though his body betrays him. Steffi's story is one of unimaginable grief and unimaginable strength. She carries the sadness of what is about to happen while still securing the family, the business, and the fragile world of her daughter. Eric's story is one of perseverance as he overcame personal demons to lead yet another glorious Forrester event. And Kelly's story, well, it's just getting started. She is about to be forever altered, regardless of whether her father survives. The show ends by reminding us that no matter how dark the night is, there is always room for magic and mystery. And maybe, just maybe, a miracle. Steffi Forrester Finnegan's heartbreak grows worse as she learns that her daughter's father, Liam Spencer, who she used to love, is dying in the emotionally charged storyline of The Bold and the Beautiful. This latest chapter is a soul-wrenching convergence of love, legacy, denial, and acceptance, framed against the backdrop of one of Forrester Creations' most enchanting fashion shows yet, aptly described by Eric Forrester as being filled with a little mystery and a little magic.